Right, so bring you over here. So the side skirt's bonded on that section there and along there. It's not solid, it's just on the edge. Don't know how far, but so obviously I need to get that off one way or another. So I've made just got like a scraper thing, and I've sharpened it. With it being at an angle, it might work quite well. And it's quite thin. See if I can get through it like that. Might need something a bit thicker. I've sharpened the end as well, so I can just push it in like that. I think this will be the most stuck bit, because this bit, it's just the lip. And obviously then I'll clean up the edge of the kit before it goes onto the other car. Certainly not something I could have done with a Stanley knife. Yeah, so that's bent right the way around there now. So it's just that bottom section that's holding it on. So we've got the technique down now. I dug it out with the grinder, and I've got this all the way in. I'm just walking it along. And I think we're all free right up to there. There we go. One sill off. So before I move around to the other side with the camera and the light and everything, I'm just going to jack it up, pull the wheels off this side, and then I can get at all the bolts to take the inner arches off. The front inner arch I need to measure back to front, because when I take it out it's probably going to spring, and I need to make a mould of that. So I'm going to I might even put a bit of wood in it or something, or at least measure it so that I know where, you know, the arch that it would have on it. I've already cracked these off. So it's in two pieces. That part is part of the original inner arch. So as long as my mould is roughly the same, it'll, you know, flex to a certain amount, but I want it pretty damn close, so that'll actually be sitting like that. So if I just leave it like that, measure it, and then I'll brace it at that once it's out, I suppose. I'll do it when it's out. 72. So I want a bit of wood, 72 centimetres long in there, and then that'll essentially be in the same shape as it was, I expect. Probably doesn't need that many fixings in, and it hasn't moved too much either. It hasn't sprung out or anything, it's staying the shape, so it should be pretty easy to take a mould of once I get it braced up, obviously. Quite pleased with that, actually. Right, onto the other side. So same again, I'm just going to run along there. This is one's awkward because I'll have to do it that way, so I'll have to get this right the way up. It's handy that you can change the direction of the blade, because it might get a little bit awkward, but let's see how it goes. I'm looking for that metally sound so that I can, I know then that I'm all the way down to the actual metal. So I've took out, because there's as thick as the fiberglass is, sort of thing. There's a bead of stuff. Obviously there's going to be some rectification to do on mine, but essentially there's going to be another one bonded on there, so it's no big deal really. And this one's moving better. At least I know now how to take them off as well as put them on, eh? It's quite awkward. But it works. My old back. I've had to take the hat off again. Variable heat control. These boiler suits are good though. It's just, you know, it's probably freezing outside. It was -3 this morning. And they do, the thermal ones, they do keep you warm. Right, jacket up, wheels off, inner arches off. Round at JDM Dyno, and Jonathan's working on Rudy's car. So obviously the other day the diff turned out was hanging out the car pretty much. So Jonathan's, oh, we just swept past Uncle John there. Hi Uncle John. Uncle John. Hiya. Right.
It's safe to go under, Richie, because not welding when there's next to a petrol tank. It's going to break.
Don't worry about it. Oh, go back.
I'm like bollocking him.
It's fine. Shut up. I think that would have been flat.
Yeah, let's have a look what he's made this out of now.
Table legs, I think.
Ow, just now on a that's worse than Lego, that.
I don't lose my nuts. See how thin that is there.
So these look like,
Table legs.
well, not even table legs or chair legs. They wouldn't be like
Shelves, maybe. Like
yeah, some sort of like box section
shelves.
stuff that he had lying about, and then welded this onto it.
3mm aluminium angle on it.
Oh, and there's a bit more brace in there.
That's there, yeah, on each side. I mean, it's welded it there, which is kind of alright. And it hasn't actually bent these; it's bent this. But
even the flipping bolts bent it.
it's bent the whole.
Yeah.
But it would originally have been bolted onto these two here, which are obviously quite a long way apart, into the original diff, which would have come like right through there.
Yeah.
Because they have quite a long nose on the original diff. And then that's bolted into the chassis at the front, like up here. So you've got all that distance from there to there for it to twist.
Which it did.
A lot in.
Yeah.
So now it's got a much more substantial, beefy piece welded on there, which isn't finished yet. But I've got the whole subframes dropped at the minute.
Yeah.
I need to push that up now because I need to get that bolt back in there.
But do you want them down on the
I
lift?
need to put the lift down a bit.
Ah well, looks like you'll get it sorted anyway.
I've got to do the other side one, which is going to be a bit of a pain. If you have a look how close it is to the tank.
Would you think I keep standing at the front floor, Richard?
You see that or not?
Yeah.
So it's quite close to the tank. So I'm going to have to modify that a bit more.
Yeah.
With a big hammer.
Don't know what I've done with the blade. So I've cleaned these off. Well, I actually haven't cleaned this bit off. But the inside, there was stones stuck to them. When you drive the car, obviously the only time I've really drove it so far was on the airfield, you get quite a lot of stone noise. And I guess it's because these are like a hard surface. Some of the stones were actually stuck into it, or stuck to it. So I'm wondering what I can do to sort that. I'm thinking maybe glue like a felt lining in it, not so much yeah, you know what I mean, like felt. I think a lot of cars have some sort of soft inner liner, and now it's quite obvious why. I mean, even if it was plastic, it would probably make, you know, just plastic, it would probably make a softer sound. It's just because they're so hard. So I've discovered a new way to use, what's it called, plasticine, and I've found that, so I've been like filling in any little divots and stuff that I would be, obviously these are just the inner arch liners, but it's stuff I would be being a bit anal about if it was, you know, I would want to fill it, you know, because this is an opportunity to do it. But I've just scraped in a not Play-Doh, plasticine, and I found that if you wet your finger, it stops it dragging, but it also seems to just give you a super soft blend on the edges. So these are just like little pinholes, but the wetting your finger thing really does work for softening all the edges of the plasticine, blending it into the surface. Be interesting to see how these come out. You know, if you can barely see them, then it's a good result. Just like I say, they're just little ripples in the surface that would be nice to get out. And it works really well. Obviously you could have a jar of something with a bit of fairy liquid would probably work really well as well, actually. Or water, or so yeah, to give us a whole new dimension to a whole new use of plasticine. I've been bunging up the holes and whatnot, and now I need to start putting some fences on. Right, I haven't been recording, but I've got this first one all edged up with all the fences on it. It's all solid. I need to mount it like that when I come to take a mould of it. Peeling off a couple of bits of stray hot glue. Isn't hot glue great? Such handy stuff. It's like a type of welding. Anyway, I'll put that out the way. On to the next one. I'm just using this plastic stuff. It's absolutely great, this stuff. I need to find out where Pete got it from, because it was in the spot when we came in, when we moved in, and there was loads of it lying about, so it'd be good to have some clean, fresh stuff that hasn't been used as masking for the floor, you know. So same crack with this. I'll have to go and cut another couple of lengths of this. No, just one will do, because we only cut two, but I'll need a little bit more because I took some off this. So again, I've done my plasticine repairs on this one. I'll go and cut some more of this. Scrape the dust off it. The lighting's shit down this end. I've just got a lamp over there. This Tatty's got this unwired to fit the new lights. I'll have to get another glue stick. Right, well, that's warming up. I'll cut some bits. Let's just try the fairy liquid idea first. Oh yeah, that works. Smooths it off there, I guess stops the friction. I'd say this is a lot quicker than, a lot easier as well, a lot more accessible. You know, when we're putting the moulds together, and having to do the plasticine, as long as it doesn't affect the resin. But because I'm using PVA, by the time this is dry, and fairy liquid releases stuff anyway, stuff doesn't stick to it, so that's good. That essentially, you can almost get it shiny, and because it's cold at this stage as well, it doesn't move much. That worked really well. Top fiberglass tip.